Hi,
Penis.
everybody! Oh, damn it! Against my therapist's best judgment, I'm doing this show again. Welcome to the Friday Funhouse, where the only rule is that we have fun. No depressing stories, no nothing, no plan, just an hour of basically
Does,
me trying to get people to laugh because I'm insecure deep down inside.
does your therapist have sex with you too?
Huh? Does he have sex with my shoe? Yes. And she's a woman.
That's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's like, come on in, come on
Put a
in.
shoe in
Please,
there.
please have a seat. Take your shoe off.
You know what I want? You know what I like? I give you $300 to
I
have sex with
give
your
you
shoe.
three. I'd do that. I would do that for $300 a week. Fuck it.
Man, that's some weird shoe porn, though, man.
For $300, I might go even further than just a shoe. I might keep my foot in the shoe.
Whoa, let's not get crazy here.
That's a
I
little
would
too
keep my
late.
foot in the shoe for $100, man.
You for $100?
But I'm a shoe whore, so.
Are you really?
He's a
Dude,
shoe
if somebody
whore.
wanted-
He admitted it.
If somebody wanted to have sex with my foot and they said, "Here's $100," I'd be like, "Okay." Come on, man.
Seriously?
You should ask for 200 just on principle, man. Imagine all the stuff you could buy with $200.
On principle. Wait, what principle am I supposed to uphold here? Someone is having sex with my foot.
Capitalism.
Anything that becomes
Oh, right.
institutionalized will eventually become, will eventually have rules and practices and stuff around it.
We need to make shoe porn now. Like, jeez. But I'm like the only girl
I
in here,
think we're
so am I the
way-
one who has to make it work?
Well, I'm sure Atticus knows that there's plenty of shoe porn out there.
I've never seen any shoe porn.
You've never looked.
However, whenever there is gay porn and there's a photo set, there's always a picture of the dude's feet.
Well, then,
I just their feet, and I'm like, okay.
you don't like feet?
No, I mean they're just feet.
Well,
I'm
some
not
people-
opposed to them. I don't dislike them.
Yeah, I've never known what the psychology of people who love feet are. Were they babies that were left on the floor too long?
On the
And all
floor.
that's no, they were left on the floor and they just fell in love with feet and they associate feet with kindness and love. And then they get older and they're like, I fucking love feet so much because there seems to be a large number of people who have foot fetishes.
Mhm.
Or is it like I assumed when I was first, getting busy with girls, you find the areas that they're the most sensitive and you learn how to use those areas to get them to make noise. And so one of those areas is the feet because while a guy is hit and miss when it comes to the clitoris, if you know how to do feet well, you can make a woman feel fairly decent. Huh?
You're the man.
Yeah, you're the man.
You heard him, Pinky. You gotta, like, do something weird to my feet now.
Yeah, I think she just admitted that you are hit and miss with the clitoris.
No,
I'm getting that on a T-shirt. Hit or miss with the clitoris.
that rhymes too, you bastard! That's not what I meant to say. I'm always misrepresenting myself.
Hey, two
Do
viewers who
you
are
think
watching
that-
this, if you're on Google Plus, please leave a question and I'll try to answer it while we're talking about clitorises and feet fetishes and whatever else.
Do you think podiatrists have a fetish?
Maybe some. Maybe it's like I was talking to. We just got another kitten because there was another animal I needed to feed on a daily basis, and I was talking to her about how crazy cat people. There may be a link between people who have lots of cats and toxoplasmosis or what is it?
Toxoplasmosis.
Toxoplasmosis, because what toxoplasmosis does inside of rats is it makes rats fall in love with cats. And they'll just walk right up to cats because they love the smell of cats, cat urine, all that stuff. And then, of course, they get killed, and then the toxoplasmosis parasite goes into the cat where it wants to be. So it literally hijacks the rat brain and produces a chemical that makes the rat fall in love with cat and cat urine. Now, people can get toxoplasmosis as well. And the idea is that the crazy cat people, the people who have 500 cats and they can't seem to smell urine, have the same thing going on in their brain as the rats do.
Dang.
So
That's
it's not their
harsh.
fault. That's our
Why is our
science
hangout
fact for the day.
not showing up in the feed?
Why is what not showing up in the where?
On the feed, on my YouTube feed.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
think it
showing
takes.
up.
I'm gonna check my
Really?
YouTube feed.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
check my YouTube feed. Welcome to YouTube feed, where we check our YouTube feeds.
Your mom feeds the YouTube feed.
Oh, I just wanted to see if there was any
Again
question.
with my mom. Do I need to have her corpse here? Hi, sister. I'm sorry that I didn't teach
Wait,
better
wait,
when
wait,
you were
wait.
alive. I love you. Of course, she's all ashes
Jason,
now, so it'd just be
you
an
can-
urn, a talking urn.
You can keep the corpse?
No, you can't. I can, because I'm special. I have a
When
face.
I die, I want
Give
to
me
be
things.
stuffed and mounted.
See,
Yes, you
schizophrenic
are.
queen
You're
knows the
very
face. Here's my face for getting people to give me things.
What?
Oh.
See, it works. All my sex I owe to that face.
That's extortion.
Or the fact that I have a 14-inch penis.
At best, it's being a con man. It's not extortion. Extortion would be as if they wanted the face, and I said, okay, you can have the face, but you got to give me sex first. That would be extortion.
Fine, fine. I don't know my definitions. You win.
I want Armored Skeptic to come in. That's what he should do tonight.
He should come in, and then he could meet Tinky, and they could be all like, "Hi, I'm Armor Skeptic." Hi,
And then
I'm
they can
Tinky.
make
How you
out
doing?"
right on the screens. We can watch and take pictures.
I'm
and then
gonna write that into my.
pop up.
I'm gonna write that into my fan fiction.
Okay, now that's officially becoming slash fiction if you're writing that in there.
No, I was gonna do the thing where I was gonna make Atticus like a super gay character, but then he's gonna break the fourth wall and be like, "Hey, why you gotta be a bitch like that? Why you gotta make me the gay character? Can't you just treat me like a human being like all the other characters?"
See, I don't think of him as being super gay. When I listen to our
Well,
podcast,
that's
which,
the
by the way, it's
point.
called Let Me Finish, and you can find it on SoundCloud. When we're watching, when I'm listening to the podcast, I sound gay, and Atticus sounds like super straight. I think.
Well, that's the whole point, though. That's the whole point of putting it into the fan fiction, because he's not like the Ubermensch of gayness, and it would be like
That is a
thank-
title that I think any decent gay man would want.
The Uber
I am
what?
the Ubermensch of gayness. Where are my sacrifices?
I'm so
Minions
sorry.
first, then seconds.
This
Slow
man,
jobs first.
this man is soggy. Take him away. I wish a crisp new man for my pleasure.
Virgin anuses only.
I'm
Virgin
so
mouths are even better.
but that's the whole point. It's pointing out the sort of hypocrisy in making him a super gay character just because he happens to be gay. And then
token.
having him strike back and be like, "I'm not your token gay character, stop it."
Step it.
Did you just
I say that.
Huh?
Yeah. Have you written any of this fan fiction yet?
Do you want to hear what I have written so far?
A brief
Sure.
tidbit, sure.
History of time.
Well, I don't have a lot of it written anyway. It's like just a couple paragraphs, so I could read
A
it
lot
to
of it is in blood and on the bathroom wall.
it. No. Okay, you ready?
I
I
guess.
carved
Yeah.
it under my hair.
Wait! I gotta unzip my pants first. Okay, go.
Okay. Where the
Slash
fuck
fiction,
is?
right?
It's not slash fiction, at least not yet.
Wait, I want to try something. I want to try something down at the bottom. Tinky, turn to your right. Turn to your right in profile. No, now turn to your left in profile. There you go. Okay, now I'm going to turn to mine if I'm facing you, and now we look like we're talking. Now, lean in and give me a big kiss. Give me a kiss down below. Do it. Oh, you're too far. Oh, we're becoming one person. Turn that app off. You turn that app off, Eddie. That is for
No,
after the show only.
No, it isn't. It's for now.
I don't need a funhouse with dicks all over it.
Okay, now that Jason's done trying to make
A
out
little
with my
behind the-
boyfriend long distance.
Wait. Oh, here we are. Okay, Jason, what's your problem with fast food? I don't have a problem with fast food. Richard, I don't have a
Mom
problem
has
with
a
fast food
problem
at
with
all.
fast food.
I'm getting an urn. That's it. I'm getting it. Of course, they dumped her ashes in. They dumped her ashes in the Pacific Ocean, so I'm just gonna fill the urn with ocean water, and she'll talk like this. The only problem that I have with fast food isn't the fast food industry. It is with I think a certain segment of our population in the United States over-rely on fast food to fill in their gaps for when they think they don't have enough time to cook. I try to cook dinner for my family every night from scratch, no packaged crap. And you can do it. You can do it. You just need to know how. I don't think it's necessarily the best thing for you, but I don't think it's evil that everyone's. Do you guys think fast food's evil?
No.
I mean, I'm not going to say you're an
No.
idiot.
In moderation, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't care what people say, because if you go eat fast food and you go, okay, I just ate 1,200 calories. Well, guess what? When you go out to dinner and eat at Applebee's, yeah,
You're getting
it's
even
pretty
more.
much it's the same or more, and you're getting
the
more
thing,
fat sometimes too.
Yeah. The thing about fast food is that it's things that actually are kind of difficult to make from scratch at home. If you've ever tried to make pizza from scratch, hamburgers from scratch, especially hamburgers, because it seems simple. You just fry some meat and put it on a bun, but not if you want
No, it
lettuce,
tastes
tomato,
funny
and
if you
all
don't
this.
do it
Yeah,
right.
yeah, and all of this other stuff. There's a ton of stuff that goes into a hamburger and a lot of prep
Yeah,
time
no,
to make it taste
yeah.
right.
If you
And-
eat a hamburger from McDonald's and a hamburger a hamburger that is pan fried, that one that I will make, I will add at least a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper to each burger. Sometimes I'll add breadcrumbs, sometimes I'll add eggs. So it's a little bit like meatloaf consistency, but it stays together. You're laughing
Steve
like
is
it's
mocking
gross.
me. No, Steve just sent in a quote going, "Oh, look at me! I cook for my family from scratch."
Get his
Yeah, I
ass in
do.
here.
I do it. I do it, and I like
Are
it.
you gonna let me read the fan fiction?
Wait.
Wait,
Send
just
the
hold
hangout
on.
link
So,
to it.
Steve doesn't want to hang out, right, Steve?
Yes, he does. Invite people. Invite Steve Shibes.
I will send it to him through the Google thing. He does. No one has to feel obligated to join.
No,
He
doesn't.
should join, and then he should let me write him into my fan fiction.
I just like having a cool kids hangout. That's the thing.
Everything is about you and the fan fiction now, but at least we're away from her dick.
Okay,
Thank God.
What?
how many?
You-
The first
Unless
word
the fan fiction is a lead up to a dick trilogy.
The very
Is it a
first.
lead up?
The very
Don't
first
give
word
her
is penis.
ideas. Oh my God!
Wait.
Don't give her ideas.
Richard Roy, too, is confusing me. He said that I said that elephant's version is disgusting.
Okay.
Did I say that? I say a lot of things, and I may have said it.
Can't believe you're dogging my magnificent dick.
Ooh, look
But I
at
don't-
me. I hang out with people.
Okay, Steve is in a black place right now, and he's like, "Why do you think you're so much better than me?" And it got plussed. Someone liked it. Steve, I have an inferiority complex when it comes to you, so don't worry about it.
It's 'cause your dick is bigger, Steve.
Is that what
Wow.
it is? I think
Number
that's why
one,
he
that
doesn't want to
implies
come
that
in
I
here.
know. That implies that I know.
I thought the first thing that every guy's
You can see it in
ever
his
did
eyes.
was
Wait.
see,
You cannot
this is
want
the
one
guy
and
code.
think that this is how male society works.
The
Is that
guy
when we
code.
first meet each
You
other, we
guys-
unzip and
you guys
compare.
get up and they unzip and they take a screen tape and they're like, okay, who's this bigger? And then whoever has the bigger dick is determined to be the dominant male within that interaction.
No.
No.
In
I've
fact,
never.
I'm
I've
fairly
never-
You and
certain that
Atticus
most.
have an extra dick, Dad?
Well, not
even
for
gay guys
measuring.
don't do that. I am
Okay,
dominant.
honey, take it.
We jousted. We
We
put little. I
smack
made
each other in
puppets.
the face.
We're like, shut up, bang. Long distance
tiny
somehow,
little-
over 3,000 miles. Yeah, that's what we do. Okay, go ahead. Story
What?
time.
Okay. Are you
Read
ready?
us a paragraph of your epic tome.
Okay. Where the fuck is my spaceship? Bionic Dance's syrupy drink clattered onto the pavement with the realization the spaceship she had done fuck all to get had been used for the abscond of some unknown person or persons. Said person having left his name graffitied all over the pavement as a declaration of who had been there, but whom would remain anonymous for some time given the woman's lack of observation skills. Armored Skeptic was just breaking orbit as the ill-conceived rantings of an entitled brat made their way towards the heavens.
That's not bad.
Do you want to hear more?
Is that the first paragraph?
Yes. That's hot.
We're not in it. Bionic Dance is in it.
Not yet. I had to use something to start it. I
What is
figured
she?
I might as
What is
well
she in
be.
the story?
She's
Yeah,
just she's just a scapegoat to start the story. She's not even in any of the rest of the story.
telling that you started with her, though. Let's use this paragraph to psychoanalyze you.
No! Do you want to hear the
This
rest
is
of
where we're
it?
talking about the
There's
disgusting
only one
animals. I thought it was hilarious that an elephant, but pointing to the sky would look like the goal. Okay, yes, Richard Roy, you're right. You're not. Now I'm unconfused. Sorry, I'm having a private conversation with no one. I mean, I'm reading the comments. I'm sorry.
Do you want to hear the rest of it?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. It wasn't his problem, though. He had bigger fish to fry, mainly the Galactic Federations of Creationists, a loudly fringe movement of spacefaring creationists whose main objective was to spread creationism to the farthest reaches of the galaxy by whatever means necessary. It was his duty to science to put a stop to such rubbish, and he wasn't alone in his perceived obligation, his present spaceship theft being fueled by an impending rendezvous with none other than Logic. They were a rather good team together, Logic being the James Bond to Armored Skeptic's Austin Powers.
You know
Each had their
what?
own... What?
I
I
love
invite
that.
you to the hangout every Friday. We are friends. I have your cell phone number, and I'm not in this fucking story.
Not yet! I've been...
No, apparently the Golden Boys, Logic, and Armored Skeptic are, but where's Chopped Liver Jason? Oh, he's probably a janitor or some fucking place. Yeah, Chopped Liver Jason was busy mopping up
No.
vomit at the local
You
junior
know,
high.
you have my phone number. You could call
Have
me
you
and
got a
be
box
like,
of that
hey,
smelly orange stuff?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I write stories too.
Do you?
Do you want to?
Yes, I
do
do.
you want to help me write fan fiction, man?
I have a story that I was working on, but I've only written like one page of it. It's
Is it
well,
boring?
I don't
two or
even have
no,
much
it's not
more than what I
boring. It's
read.
just me.
No, I said, is it porn? Not.
Oh no, it's not porn. It's more like I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you could tell me. Want me to read some?
Since we're doing this tonight, sure, why not?
Well, we got
Go for it. No, go for it. Do you have it?
Yeah.
Do we have to vamp while you open it up?
Yeah, I can finish up my thing while you
hold on
get
a
your
second.
thing
Well, my
out.
computer doesn't like me doing shit.
Oh, neither does
hold-
mine.
Computer's all like,
Hold
don't
on a
do
sec.
shit.
Let's see if you guys will.
I would like to take this moment really
Yeah.
quickly to thank all of my Patreon supporters whose generous contributions have gone towards buying a new computer, believe it or not. This computer is still broken. It is on wishes alone that it's running right now. So thank you, you guys. And a video especially for you guys is coming up soon. And now I got the business out of the way. Oh my God, Steve Jobs is here.
I love that.
Are you
Shut
guys
up,
gonna measure
Shut up,
time?
shut up, shut up, shut up. Stop talking about him. Stop it.
Yo, baby, his vision is based on movement.
I don't think his
Oh, no,
microphone.
he's
Oh,
not.
now he's gone.
Oh no!
What did you guys do?
It
Actually, I
wasn't
think
my
he's-
fault.
I think his mic
Huh?
went out. Do you have your story now?
No, I just remembered that the
Oh, this
reason.
could be a good night because if you have something written, Steve's a writer. He might have something. I am
Let me-
illiterate technically, but I mean I could read my tutorial because I'm learning how. Here, wait a minute.
You find that while I go.
Dog.
We can't hear you if that's what you're asking. Yingling.
He's got this fancy microphone and we can't hear him.
What? Hi.
There he is.
There you are.
I just wasn't
Steve.
speaking. I was being polite. You ever hear of that?
Oh,
I like
all right.
Oh,
I like
sorry.
your show.
No.
With
Look who I'm
stuffed animal-
hanging out with. You've become the sandwich between the red shirt
Can I-
twins.
Can I have a fangirl moment, please?
No.
I want one. Give it
She
to me.
wasn't
No, your
talking to
demands
you,
are too-
Jason.
I'm king fuck all of this goddamn hangout, and I determine who gets to do what.
I will overthrow you with the power.
She gets
of
5
my-
minutes of wanting a dick, and she gets 5 minutes of reading a short story. That's it, nothing else.
Well, you were all mad because you're not even in it yet, and it's like, man, if you don't straighten up your act, I'm gonna have you be the intergalactic burger flipping guy at the space joint.
Hell, at least it's intergalactic.
But
That's
it'll
fine.
be in the
I would love it.
creationist territory. Oh, I know, because Atticus is going to be a double agent in the intergalactic. He's going to be working for the atheist.
Don't blow your
He's
wad
gonna
in
be-
front of everybody.
Oh.
You
I
just,
just wanna
you just
say
gave up the
sometimes
fact,
I
a
like
major
things-
plot point you just gave up before it's even written. That's like
Everyone's
George
gonna know
Lucas
it
saying in an
anyway.
interview during Star Wars that Darth Vader is Luke's father. Of course, he didn't know then. Hey, Steve.
I
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
no,
dog
he
was
did
alright.
not know that.
I'm excellent. I was going to say, did George Lucas say that after Lawrence Kasdan told him about it?
He's still bitter because Luke Skywalker wasn't 65 years old and had a metal head like he originally wrote.
Man.
Steve, do you have something that you've written that you want to read? Because we're recreating a junior college creative writing class live in a hangout.
Oh, I took those classes too.
So did I.
I like to
I don't
think
have
I'm a little
anything
better than
prepared.
that.
No.
I'm joking. Will you stop? Addie, I love you. I want you to read something.
My computer every time I plug in the external hard drive, the computer keeps crashing.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I all of a sudden I can't hear anything you guys are doing. I had to wipe out my entire computer and then start over to find out why my camera wouldn't work, why my virus scanner was all messed. It's weird. I don't know. So I had to move everything onto that hard drive and then yeah.
Okay. Welcome
No.
back to Computer Chat with Atticus Blake. McKenna McLaughlin.
That's another
Can we bring
podcast.
it back to humor. It's the amount of porn that I had on my computer probably.
Maybe. Is it sticky? Is your external hard drive kind of grody? Can you stick it to the wall?
Only on the inside.
Okay. McKenna McLaughlin says, I'm looking for people who are interested in animating, drawing, and graphic comic versions of my book. Here's something I have written, but I've written comic books, and I have a lot of comic books that will probably never see the light of day. And I spent a lot of time on them. So
You should
I don't.
Sell them to me so I can put them in my archive of shit I don't really do anything with, but I still like to have for cool points.
Mine was a satire of the comic book medium itself called The Adventures of the Chronicles of Tiger Prawn. And I wrote 12 issues, and by the time the 12th issue was over with, I was like, I'm going to send this to Dark Horse. And of course, I never fucking did, but
You can still send it places.
yeah, I could. And my brother's like, you need to come, because my brother is really moving up there. The last comic book convention I went with my brother. My brother works for Motion Comics, so he's working with DC, and he's worked with Mike Mignola, who I don't know if I should say this, thinks he's a complete total asshole, but you know, he's like, you should bring it, and you should bring it up to the guys, because that's how people bring in their work, is they go to the comic book conventions and they bring in their scripts and they hand it to them, and they either get criticism or whatever. But Dark Horse is one of the few comic books that still accepts submissions from the mail if you just send it. So
Cool.
yeah, I'm a nerd.
Meow.
Actually, Dark Horse accepts unsolicited submissions.
I like this is great. This is awesome.
Pushing
This
at my
should be
glasses. My glasses keep falling down.
this should be the ASL symbol for nerd.
Hey, look. That means they just called me a fucking nerd.
I'm getting self-conscious about wearing glasses now.
But you're not doing that.
If I
Not
had
yet.
to prepare a prop, I would have brought some some poorly fitting eyeglasses, so I could do that joke on the offhand chance that I might have an opportunity to make the offensive nerd voice.
To make the offensive. Is it offensive, or do they not
I
notice
don't know.
because they're too busy?
I don't know.
I really don't see how it could be offensive to anybody. I mean, it's a caricature.
You forget about the SJWs.
I'm sure that's what Warner Brothers was saying when they did all of their black caricatures in their old 40s and 30s cartoons. They're like, no one's going to get offensive if we put Bugs Bunny in blackface. It's a caricature.
It's a caricature.
So, it's like that. It's like that. The cook in the Stooges.
I don't
This house is all going crazy. You know exactly what I'm talking about now.
I do now. That cook was in everything. That cook was in the Tom and Jerry cartoons.
Well, actually, would that be would that be considered a caricature? I mean, probably not, right? That's
No, it
actually
would be considered a
offensive.
racist. That is a
Yeah.
racist stereotype, is what that is.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I put them.
Thank you for informing me.
You're welcome.
I will never laugh at that when I see the Stooges again.
Well, I told you the very first time that I tried a joke in front of my parents and their friends. I was 5 years old, and I was being me at 5, which was obnoxious. And my dad was finally finished, and he was like, he was done. He didn't want to take it anymore. And he said, Jason, just go to your room. And I said, quote, "Oh, yes, master, I go to my room. I do what I done been told." In front of my liberal parents and their liberal fuck-ass friends.
With just a mouthful of mouths. Like, I mean, a
19.
room full of mouths. Like,
Basically, yeah.
What have I brought into this
What are
world?
we? Yeah, I don't even want to know what it is. I don't remember getting in trouble for it because I think they were so stunned that I managed to slink out of that room, thinking I'm the funniest kid in the world.
But you are.
No, I'm not. I'm not. In
Steve should
respect,
have been here last week.
huh?
Steve should have been here last week for the dog bondage.
Oh no, not the dog bondage again.
I love the dog bondage.
I don't want this to become a circular discussion about Dick's dog bondage. What else did we cover last week?
I don't
We didn't.
remember. I drank it away.
You drank it away.
Who's got an
Well, if that's not what you want, then you need to take control.
Hey, Steve, I
He said
noticed
nothing serious.
you have a monosyllabic. I'm not sure if this guy speaks English because his use of the language is odd. Maybe he's only 12. I can't tell. But there is someone who replies to every single one of your videos, and he is such a fucking moron that I find his responses to you hilarious. And they're always these huge diatribes. I wish I could remember his name because I wanted to take him and make a book called
Is it
Missives
Virgil?
from a Moron. I think yes. Thank you. It's
Virgil.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Virgil.
What are his
Virgil.
responses like?
I don't even
Oh,
read him anymore.
Do I have to
I
bite
read
my
the fir-
nails? Is it one of those
They're
MR8
just really.
dudes?
It's. I mean, they're funny because they're so juvenile, and it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck
And
is this
spelled
guy's
poorly.
problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
And-
don't even read him anymore.
I didn't think he did, but I spent a day looking for them. I was like, where is he? Where is he? He's commented. I know he can't help himself. Because
Yeah,
he's
he's one of those guys that like hates your fucking guts, but watches everything you do and comments on
is
everything.
and is sub to you. He's sub to
Yes.
like 5 creationists and you.
Yep. Well, I'm the one then.
And he has really juvenile, stupid insults like, "Oh, why don't you get a job or something?" And I hope he's 9. I hope he's a 9-year-old.
Hmm.
What's wrong?
I don't have
Daddy?
any of those yet. Huh?
I don't
No,
have
no.
any of
But
those
you know what I do have though? Over my last 3 videos, I've noticed that within the first 10 minutes of upload, I'll get a dislike. I have no I don't even know if it's the same person every time, but
It's
I'll upload. Oh, okay. I'll upload and then instantaneously there will be at least 1 dislike, and I'm like, what?
I usually just brush that off by
okay.
thinking, if you only get like 1 dislike, you must have done something right.
I know, but
your
it just
Alexander
seems
the
strange
Great,
that
and
the
I'm the lieutenant whispering in your ear, remember thou art mortal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's as if the person doesn't even watch the video. They're just like, oh, this asshole again, dislike.
Nobody likes that.
Maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know how YouTube works, and they're like, "Why do I keep getting this? If I dislike it enough, will it fall out of my feed? What is this glowing box on my desk?" Well, I can't find my nerd glasses, and I'm very upset. I'm ever so upset.
I love those.
No. These are an actual pair of glasses that nearly blinded me while I wore them
Take
for
it from
a
the
show.
body of an actual nerd.
Yeah, I killed a nerd, and I stripped him of his glasses to show at the hunting lodge later.
No, the last time you put those on, I said, I wish my daughter was awake because she would love it. She'd think it'd be hilarious. She would think
They
it's hilarious.
hurt so bad. They are such implement. It's one of those things when you show the director and you're like, okay, how about these? And you only have them on for a couple of minutes and they go, oh, those are great. And then about 3 minutes into actually wearing them during a show, your eyes start to weep blood and you've made a horrible decision, but you're so insecure as an actor that you refuse to break character and take them off. I'm fucked up.
Yeah, you are.
But that's what I like about you, Jason.
Is that why I figure so prominently in your fucking space atheist creationist story?
Oh, she has glasses on.
You're gonna
You actually are.
Yeah, these are my actual prescription glasses. They're bifocal.
I had someone write in and told me, you do realize that you have a completely different personality for everything that you do on YouTube, including the podcast. Because for the Let Me Finish podcast, I'm a different personality. Here, I'm some kind of petulant maniac, egotist. And on my regular show, I seem like a fairly decent person. And then on a Very Public Spanking On, which is on tomorrow at 7 o'clock, go look up a Very Public Spanking on YouTube. Do it now. Yeah, keep this open. Open another window and do it.
Yeah.
God, I'm plugging everything now. And while you're at it, goes to Steve Shive's channel, and Schizophrenic Queen's channel, and Finite Atticus's channel as well.
Pinky has a channel too.
Monkey Tail just tweeted me, Finite Atticus is a big steaming jobby. What does that mean in Scottish, guys? Translate. I have no idea.
I bet it doesn't mean anything. I bet he's just drunk.
That's, yeah, I figure, but I'm
well,
just...
it's like 5 o'clock in the morning there right now.
Was he
Other
invited
people
to
in
the
Scotland
hangout?
are like, what does that mean?
Even people in Scotland don't know what the hell he's talking
Like,
about.
what the fuck is he going on about?
It's like, we don't know what accent he's doing.
Are you even from here, dude?
When I drink, eventually I'm from Ireland.
And when you do that accent, you're eventually a pirate.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
Pirates are his chosen people.
Pirates are his chosen people?
Yes.
Do they if pirates were still around, would they qualify as a protected group?
I don't know.
Are they criminals?
Still around, though?
Possibly be a protected group.
Well, they're all handicapped. They've got something missing. They're all no. Hear me out. They have cultural traditions that they must follow, and they're outcasts from society. And the only reason they're outcasts is because we discriminate against them. Because they're crippled. They usually only have one arm. They have to have some kind of animal to help them around.
A peg leg.
A peg leg.
Yeah.
A hook
and
hand.
one eye.
One eye.
And, oh, by the way, they stop our ships and steal all our shit.
Well, what else are they supposed to do? We won't employ them. That's how they all started. I tried to be on the straight and narrow, but they wouldn't hire me as that babysitter with me hook hands.
Yet
I'm
they
gonna
have money for
fucking
poverty.
steal their shit.
They're trapped in piracy by the cycle of poverty.
That's right.
Right.
It's discrimination against the disabled. That's
Yeah.
the whole fucking thing.
Like
If only-
Jack Sparrow would ever get a job interview.
He didn't have any fucking disabilities other than a horrible case of overacting.
I loved it. I loved it.
We
You guys
know.
should do that next.
Yeah.
Like reading of Pirates of the Caribbean.
God, that's conflicting for me. Because here's the thing, I was surprised how much I liked the first movie, but I think I allowed that surprise to like me like the movie more than I normally would have liked the movie if I wasn't expecting it to be terrible. Does that make sense? I expected Pirates of the Caribbean to be a big steamy pile of shit, and instead it turned out to be a sundae with some shit on it, and I ignored the shit on it and concentrated on the ice cream.
Okay,
Now
so
you got me switching modes, dude. I can't do this. I will be driven insane.
Okay, Monkey Tail says he is not drunk. That's Scots for poop. Also not drunk. Read comments every now and again.
If he
Yeah.
says he's not drunk, he's lying.
Okay, Atticus, you have a job. You need to read comments.
It's my job. It's your fucking hangout.
You're a comment monitor. Don't you feel special? I'll send you a sash in the mail.
All right.
You are a power mad despot.
That's right. bitch. Ah, that's
McKenna
me.
translated for me.
I'm gonna start wearing a crown. I'm King Internet.
And nobody will mention it because they'll fear what will happen.
Are you looking at my crown?
Like, did you notice that Jason wears the crown all the time, right?
Shut up. Shut your fucking mouth.
Shh, here he comes.
There's no crown, my lord. Just no crown at all.
Oh my god, I would kill to be able to wear a crown all goddamn day and dare people to ask me about it.
I will make you a crown. It'll be made out of cardboard, but it'll still be a crown.
I have a prop one in the garage.
McKenna McLaughlin says, "Oh my fucking god, Steve's gesture actually is the ASL sign for nerd."
Is it
Oh,
really?
is it really? That is awesome.
Well, just probably like fuck you is fuck you. It's just one of those easy ones.
Actually, fuck for the activity of fucking is this. You take your two fingers like that, and you go like that. That's fuck you. I learned that from Children of a Lesser God. I'm
I'm gonna do that
self-satisfied.
And he thinks I don't know what that movie is, but I do because I have a deaf sister and we've watched
I
that.
don't assume that you don't know things just because I'm older than you.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
He says he
that's because-
commented, but he didn't. I don't see a comment. I don't see anything in the QA here.
I don't think in the QA. I think on the comment section of where it's posted on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So who has a funny story?
What?
I do, but I gotta save it for
Yeah,
my,
we're
our-
saving it for the Let Me Finish podcast. The Let Me Finish
That's not
podcast
really
on
funny.
SoundCloud. Go visit now. I'm
I
such
have,
a fucking whore.
I found something that I wrote a few years ago I could share.
Do it,
if
do
anybody
it, do
wants
it,
to
do
hear
it.
Okay, this is a funny story I wrote for when some friends were coming over a couple years ago, and we all sat around and we shared funny stories that we wrote because that's just the kind of life that I have. And this is a story I wrote called Schmotty and Gruzzy and the Farting in the Street. So.
Sounds fun.
Okay. Schmotty and Gruzzy, they were a couple of squirrels. Friends for years, those two, inseparable ever since Gruzzy had taken a bullet for Schmotty, by which I mean having sex with a lady squirrel Schmotty had spotted in a pub and was quite sweet on at the time, but turned out to be suffering from a most unpleasant venereal disease. Which one I can't exactly recall at the moment. There was oozing of pus, I do know that much. One bright sunny day in July, they were crossing the street, Schmotty accompanying Gruzzy on his monthly trip to the chemist for his penicillin, when Schmotty, who had been walking a few steps in front, turned at a peculiar noise he'd heard. "Gruzzy," Schmotty asked his dear old friend, "was that you?" To which Gruzzy, rather oversensitive about his flatulence, though after all the teasing and abuse he'd endured on its account, squirrels being the sophomorically cruel species that everyone knows they are, he could hardly be blamed, replied, "I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about." Schmotty had been about to tell Gruzzy that he knew very well what he was talking about, that Gruzzy had farted right there in the middle of the street before the ears and noses of all outdoors, when a truck rolled through and went right over Gruzzy, smashing him to death under its shiny black tires, for its driver was a man who knew the impression left by a well-glossed set of tires. After taking a moment to contemplate the crushed form of his oldest and dearest friend, though only a moment, mind Squirrel, in addition to being thoughtless of the feelings of others, not being a sentimental animal, Schmotty reached out and plucked the penicillin prescription from Gruzzy's twitching, twisted paw. Schmotty went on to the chemist, knowing full well that all squirrels looked alike, and getting Gruzzy's medicine would be no more of a challenge than getting his own, and knowing also... And knowing also that the pills would be welcome on the underground drug market on which Schmotty had come to depend for supplementary income, what with the judge recently increasing his alimony payment. I'm such a scumbag for laughing at my own shit, but it's been years since I read this. The chemist filled the prescription, and Schmotty returned home, passing along the way the putrefying carcass of his best mate, whose name he was already struggling to recall. He sold off the penicillin at a reasonable margin of profit and lived comfortably until some years later, when he lost his grip running over a power line and fell in the path of a riding lawnmower, the blades of which reduced him to a tangle of sinewy viscera in a matter of seconds, killing Schmotty and dooming his ex-wife and considerable posterity to lives of low starvation on the streets of Squirrel Town, a most inhospitable place, as you might imagine, given the nature of squirrels. Trichomoniasis, that was it. The trick we used to call it. That's the end.
That needs to end.
Awesome.
That needs to end. That's a great story. It needs to end with "Happy Birthday, Grandma." That's how it needs to end.
Oh, and that's a Steve Shives exclusive, everyone.
Why is today different from any other day?
I swear I would learn how to do flash animation just to make this thing a cartoon. Oh my god.
Okay, cool. Now that
That's
if
what I
we have
got.
an appreciative audience, now I will organize a staged reading of the Universal Social Club, which is a one-act that I wrote for a Halloween party for a local radio celebrity, and it went over great. And I haven't had a reading of it in a long time, and it's just a short one-act comedy, and I'm looking for things to do for Halloween because I did a big Halloween episode last year, and I love Halloween. So now that YouTube is the only way that I can really celebrate it without being judged, because I was the only person dressed up last time on the BART train and going into work.
I would dress up with you on the BART train.
You know, there's lots of things you do, but you don't live out here.
We can move if I get full benefits, man.
Conk Tank on the head. Okay, just conk him one. He has his back turned to you as we speak.
Should I conk him right now?
Looking at me. Yeah. Okay, you sneak up behind him. You keep looking at me, Tink. Don't look behind you. You don't want to look behind you, Tink. Keep swimming, Mark. Keep swimming. Don't look behind you.
That is so cool. It's like the music video for Closing Time, how she goes from one to the other.
Oh.
It's my magical teleportation powers.
Oh, no, it just reminded me of high school. Now I'm depressed.
Aw, no being depressed.
Oh, now I've got to count now. Since you did it to me, I have to go, oh, look at me writing short stories that are humorous and telling them well over the internet, Steve.
Fuck you!
Since I asked people to send in questions, when... I'm going to paraphrase this. When will Schizophrenic Queen get her dick? What color will it be?
It's gonna be purple.
Angry all the time?
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm gonna have a raging boner all
So
the time.
I'm not the only one that knows his penis is angry when it's purple.
It's either angry or abused.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
can you bruise it? Can you bruise? Yeah, I guess you can.
Yeah,
you should be able to.
You can break it
Don't
too.
act like you
can
don't
break
know.
it.
Oh, that sounds like it would hurt. I would never want to break my dick.
If you get a tear
It's-
in it, it'll start to bend.
Yeah,
If you don't
no,
really
it's
take care of it. Yeah,
This is the
it'll
scar
start
tissue
to curl up.
But Chinky punched holes in his.
Yeah, but that's not a break. What we're talking about is if you turn wrong and you break that
You do
tissue
it with a
that's
hole
inside
puncher,
it.
like.
Was it
No, you-
intentionally he put a hole in it, or did something bad
Chinky,
happen?
tell him about how you got your dick done.
Yeah, you just come on these hangouts and you stare at us.
I'm being polite and I'm letting everybody else speak.
Fuck polite. Tell us your disgusting dick story.
Okay, fine.
That's
not-
what the Funhouse is
I
for.
love that it's you that's asking for this.
I need something to think about at night when I'm going to sleep instead of death. Dick story.
All right. At the time, I was a manager of a porn store, and I was really bored on the weekends.
Oh
So-
God, this doesn't start well.
It never does. No. So I end up going to this local piercing place, like tattoo parlor, and I talk with him. He's like, "Yeah, I want to get 6 piercings down there." And the girl goes, "What?" I go, "Yeah, I want to get 6, 3 on top, 3 on bottom." And she goes, "I've never done that before. Can you do it?" "Yeah." So she sits me down, and she's like 7 or 8 months pregnant at the time. Yeah, she looks like she's about to pop. And the first one, she didn't have enough 14 gauge barbells, so they used the 12 gauge stuff, like what they normally put like through the tongue, like for tongue piercings. So she did the first one by herself, and she looks at it and says, "You're gonna have to hold yourself out, because I need 2 hands to do this." So I'm sitting here. I've got myself stretched out. I'm like stretched out.
Wait a
Okay,
minute. Did you
exactly
really say,
there.
I have myself stretched out, indicating that you have stretched your penis out to eye level from a seated position?
No, that was a slight exaggeration.
Okay,
It's
thank
like-
God, because I was going to start sending a sympathy card to Queenie.
No. Yeah, so I'm holding myself out, and she counts to 3, shoves the needle through, and right before she did this, she says, "You can't let go of yourself, otherwise I could slip."
Oh, jeez.
I am in the most pain I've been in a long time, holding myself out.
What were you thinking was going to happen? That bunnies would pop out? That you would feel good?
Well, I didn't think I'd have to hold myself out while she was doing this. I thought,
They had a machine for it? It's like, put your dick in the end of the machine and it'll stretch it out for you.
well, I had never really thought about how it was done until I actually sat down and did it.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I think that's the beginning of a lot of first piercing stories.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it ended up, she did the other 5. There's no problems. She looked at me and said, "Do you need to take a break?" I was like, "No, let's keep going, get them all done." She did it. And she's like, "You need to go sit down for 15 minutes to make sure you don't pass out."
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and a guy says, "Well, what'd you do?" And I says, "I just got my dick pierced." The guy goes, "Oh, yeah, me too." It's like, "I got it done 6 times." Oh.
How in the hell did you walk home? Were you wearing a skirt at the very least?
No, I was just wearing pants.
Tight,
Did she give
no
you-
underwear.
Did she give you a menstrual pad to wear home? Something to protect your clothing?
There was no blood at all. If there was,
Really?
if there was any
Did she
blood,
cauterize
it
it
was
as she
little.
went through?
Well, I mean,
Oh,
it's
That's a pleasant thought. Did she cauterize it?
How did it
Well,
not bleed?
the piercing
Oh,
is the same size as the hole that it goes through, so it's pretty much kind of sealed like that. So if there was any blood, there was just so little of it, I never noticed.
Okay, so she wasn't like Satan, like heating it up and going.
No, she was actually.
Wait a minute. Your version of Satan is a guy who cauterizes piercing needles before. Wouldn't it be crueler to not cauterize?
He used a barbecue skewer.
No, Satan would use a butter knife to give you a piercing. A ragged, rusty butter knife, because it'd be really dull and take forever.
Satan would
I don't
make
think
your
he's
mom
that.
do it.
My mom is dead for the last goddamn time. Jesus Christ. Your go-to insult hurts my soul a little bit, just a little bit.
I'm
And
sorry.
he dies a little bit every time.
Is there anything I can do to make it up to you?
When you say, Mom, I want to talk to her, and she's not here, She's not here.
You could talk to my mom. I could give you her phone
Yeah,
number,
work.
and you.
I don't want to talk to your mom.
I'm sure she would talk to you. You just got to go. Hi,
What's
I'm
wrong
one
with her?
on a comedian
He
from-
seems really offended by that.
Because, it's a bad idea to get me to talk to any of your parents. Because the first fucking thing out of my mouth is, she's dating a guy whose dick is at eye level from a seated position. That would be the
Are you
first
gonna send me
fucking thing out of my
condolence
mouth. And
Are you gonna
it's,
send me the cards of condolences?
It's a
Like my
skewer that
deepest
cauterizes.
sympathies for having to deal with a giant penis.
she would. Well, how would your
That's
mom
so
react if I called her
terrible.
and
Oh my
said,
goodness.
it's a giant pierced penis that your daughter lives with? Would she freak out?
Well, she already thinks I'm Canadian.
Oh my
Yeah, she
God
gave
in
him the
heaven.
third degree about whether or
Imagine
not he
the
was
horror.
Canadian. She was all like, he's not Canadian, is he?
Not with my daughter.
You're coming home right now.
You know how
My mom
perverted.
was all like, the Canadians are taking over our media, right? He's not Canadian, is he?
The
Let 'em
Canadians
have
are taking over our media.
I
That would
wish
be
they would.
wonderful. Hey guys, guess what's happening? We're actually going to tell the truth on this. Okay, hold on a sec.
Here's my only sneaking suspicion about Canadians, and that is Americans are extroverts, and we are secretly extraordinarily perverted. Can you imagine the deep-seated perversion under the incredibly polite society that is Canada? They must, like, oh, hey, don't mind that. That's our corpse closet. Would you like one? This one's almost only half full with semen, but you can have it. I mean, I was saving it for Christmas, but if you want it, go right ahead.
I just put a person through the wood chipper. Hold on, I gotta go clean it.
Gonna go clean it while masturbating into a storm drain. Don't mind me.
The whole country is like the town from Blue Velvet.
That's a human ear, all right.
I would love to recast Blue Velvet with polite Canadians.
Canadians. Hey, Frank wants to
Fuck you, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, eh?
Yeah, but like, my mom's
I
seen
don't think you
pictures
could
of
get a
Jake.
Canadian to drink that.
Baby would like very much to fuck now, please.
If it's all the same to you.
Oh,
If it's all the same to you, or I might do something bad to your husband or something.
Yeah.
Put him through the wood chipper, huh? I'm gonna do it.
Excuse me. Do you like watching women undress from the closet? What's up with that? Here, why don't you undress in front of me? Go. Yes, it's your turn. She's not holding a knife. She's like holding a mop. Here, you
That sounds
undress.
like reverse Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I love that movie. I love that movie.
All right.
And
late
I'm
seating
surprised that
Blue
no one
Velvet
has-
Canadian version.
No. Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I don't know what that is.
For anyone who loves slasher movies, it is the anti-slasher. It's not an anti-slasher movie. There's still plenty of violence and blood, but I can't talk a lot about it without giving away the main conceit of what makes it good. Basically, it's kind of like I had the same problem with Cabin in the Woods. Because the main conceit of Cabin in the Woods, even though they spoil it right at the very beginning to let you know what's going on, it's like you can't really tell people who love horror movies, oh, well, this is what it's about, because you'll totally ruin the movie for them.
Yeah,
but,
and that's a great movie too.
Yeah, that's a great
I
movie.
was surprised at how good that was.
You know what? It's a Wheaton story, and I can't remember who directed it, but it was good. It was good.
Oh, I thought Joss Whedon directed it too.
No, I think he only wrote it, and then he hit big with Avengers, and now he'll never come back and join us mortals ever again.
Nerd.
What? I just watched Captain America: Winter Soldier 3 times in a row. I can't even tell you why I did it.
What is your family thinking while you do this? What are they doing while you watch
better
that?
shut up and leave me alone, or something bad will happen.
You'll bring out the skewers that have been heated up on the oven, stove.
I just sit there watching my TV, sharpening my knife slowly, staring into the middle distance.
Cleaning out guns.
How to keep people the fuck away from you 101. This is the first lesson. Get a knife and a sharpener. Or better yet, a polished river stone.
Oh my.
I have relatives like that. I have relatives that live out in the middle of nowhere.
I
I
have
have
relatives who are rednecks and hillbillies.
I have, yeah, there are actually hillbillies in central Massachusetts. I don't know if people know that, but yeah, it's hunting and game to them. They might as well, and they listen to very stereotypically listen to country music and drive around in a truck where the hatch in the back has rotted off because it's got 1,000,000 miles on it. And
Oh, it would
if
be
you
so
come
much
over
more fun
uninvited,
if they were all like the Pepperidge Farms guy.
I did
If
come
they were
over
like,
uninvited to a friend's.
Looks
And
to
they
me
cleaned-
like you're trespassing on my property.
Yes, it's like that in Maine too. But I went over to a friend's uninvited once, and he cleaned his 45s in front of me. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I think I'm leaving.
Wait, is that how he talked? Ah!
Man.
No, I did that. He was having a party, and I just happened to come along with some friends, and I was not invited. And he was like, "Hey, who invited you?" And I was like, "I just came along." He goes, "Oh, hold on a second." He pulls out the box, unlocks it, take out. At least he was safe with his guns. Unlocks the trigger guard, and then just starts taking apart his guns. Starts cleaning it in front of me. He's like, "Hey, I think you should go."
That's when you
All
attack.
right.
When he
That's
has
when I
his
attack.
gun in pieces, that's
He
when
had
you attack.
two of them, and one of them had not been
Was
disassembled.
the other one trained on you while he was taking apart the other one? 'Cause
No, it
that's
was on the
fucking badass.
table.
That is Liam Neeson fucking taken badass if he could take apart a gun and clean it and put it back together while pointing another gun at somebody else.
It is good to know that the guy who uses his firearms to implicitly threaten guests in his house practices good firearm safety. That does.
That's
at
right.
least-
Yes.
Oh, my.
See,
Well,
that was
I
the
had no
convenience.
idea. I had no idea if the other one was loaded. But yeah, it was actually scary enough to I was like, I was like 14 or so.
Daddy, you're giving it away for free. We have a fucking podcast for this place.
Well, but the story's so short. I was like, all right, I'll leave. My
Excellent.
friend stayed.
That's
Like,
when you
they're like, no.
embellish it. Throw a monster or something in there. Jesus Christ.
And then got
No, I
the
got
little
it.
kid guys like,
I threw my monster on the table and slapped him in the face with it.
See,
You're
it's
killing
not
the
hard.
gimmick.
You call that a
Killing the
gun?
gimmick.
You're killing
That's
the
not a
gimmick.
gun. Eh?
You should never tell stories
I
except
thought
for
you
your
slapped him in
podcast.
the face with your dick. You were like, I am the gay lord, and then you slapped him in the face with your dick. And he
Now
was
he's
like,
the gay lord? I thought he was the Ubermensch
I am
of gayness.
the Lord of
The
gays.
gay lord.
The Lord of gays.
Oh, in a better time, that would have been a Marvel superhero. Look, up in the sky, it's the gay lord!
Run!
he's come to show us with rainbows and freedom.
Are you really wearing that cape with those tights? It's a cheap joke, but I had to make it.
You look like a pastel vomit. Ugh. What's going on? Jesus, those shoes. I can make high heels look good, and I'm a man.
Meanwhile, he's getting murdered by the supervillain as he complains.
Oh, come on. The carpets don't even match the drapes, honey.
It's not
Wait,
a knife.
the person he's fighting is naked?
Why not?
He's fighting the carpet muncher. The
Can't
last-
you live with her? Trank her! She's gone crazy!
I
come-
tried. She overpowers me.
Oh, that would be such a great podcast if it ended with you turning around and her just going, "Ugh, ugh."
Well, come on, Tiki. We gotta make this happen.
And people are wondering why I feel I have a lot of power on this show. I suggest it, I wish it to be true, and then they go ahead and want to do it. Oh, wait, she's gone. Oh, there she is.
I fell over because he shot me with his imaginary gun.
Oh, okay.
That's love.
Anyone else have anything else to add in the last minute before I click this son of a bitch off? Well, thank you for joining us, guys. We talked about dicks and gay superheroes and the
We read our
Ubermensch.
stories.
We read our
There was
stories.
just a touch of dog bondage.
There wasn't
Just
any
a
dog
touch of
bondage
dog bondage.
in
We
this
were
fucking
remembering the dog
podcast.
We were remembering the dog bondage.
Yes, welcome to reminiscing of dog vomit. We're gonna fucking get investigated. We were reminiscing about the dog bondage last week. I'm fairly certain that's illegal in every goddamn state of the union.
SWAT team comes into each of our houses.
You
Knocks
know that the
on
NSA
door.
monitor every single thing they do, and what's going to come across is dog bondage and all of our goddamn names.
Well, as long as there's no video, I'm sure we're okay. It's 11.
5 people arrested today in allegations of dog bondage.
Oh my god, it would be this lineup right here. These are the pictures that would go across. Yeah.
The stoic faces.
Good night, everybody.